Hello, welcome back. Last time I did the construct secret in the garden, and that was reasonably fun. It took me a little while. Then I came here and flailed around for a bit and didn't understand what to do with this puzzle. So I came back on my own and flailed around for a little longer. As I suspected, this did end up just boiling down to trial and error. I could kind of get a feel for what I was doing a little bit, but it was, reasoning about it was kind of hard to do. Let's see, what did I do? I did something like this, I think. That's not quite it. I want to do this. This looks right. Yeah. So cutting out this little shape, like, yeah, this rock was kind of the problem. Yeah, after I got a feel for the kinds of moves I could do, tried to figure out which directions I could spiral around this rock. For the longest time I thought it was counterclockwise, but then this very specific pattern just happens to work here. So I do that, place a clone probably here-ish, and stab the orb with the Mimic. Room is clear! Yay! Mimic blows up. Take that. Okay, so, yay, room done. Unique third place. Neat. That's pretty cool. I'm actually curious about something. If I were to look at demos, would there be... So that was 67 moves. How was that the... No, wait, this was... Right, okay, 76 moves. I wasted a move somewhere, somehow. Alright, so a bunch of first places. What's this look like? Do you follow the same pattern as I did? I wonder if there are multiple patterns to this. I suspect it's pretty specific. Here, just go quick. That looks like the same pattern. Okay, so that's just the pattern that's used. I wonder where I wasted a move. Okay, anyway. Restore. So that secret's done. All secrets in Shrine are done. Yay! All secrets in Garden are done. Oh, so I really just have these 2 rooms to finish, and that's it. Oh wait, no. Those 4 rooms. Okay, the great puzzle. For some reason I feel inclined to mess with these, but this is the one that I looked at the least recently, so it might make sense. But I want to mess with these. This is what I want to do. This is what I'm doing. Okay, let's play with tar stuff. I like the idea of entering from here for some reason. Alright, so... the problem here was that I have to split this into 4 tar blobs, and Beethro can't move fast enough to keep them all trimmed down away from these. So I'm wondering if I can do some tar baby capping. How do I set that up in an open space like this, though? I probably don't. That's probably the wrong solution, but not necessarily. Let's see, how could that even hypothetically work? Well, gonna have to wait for it to grow once first. I'm gonna let this happen. The optimal way to do this would seem to be... Okay, sure. Alright, well that's pain. See, now I can't even do that. Like, this is already actually a failure state. Because there's nothing I can do to prevent that growing onto there. Yeah, there is. Right, I can stop the tar baby from existing. Okay. Alright, I mean, that looks like a not terrible start. The thing is, it's not great because this grows so fast. I just cannot keep up with it. Maybe, I mean, I can probably keep up with... Oh, ouch. I can probably keep up with this. In this sort of pattern. But not for long. Also, this is growing into terrible shapes. So I can put it way in the corner, kind of. If I would, you know, be more intelligent about it. Is there any, like... Is it best to go in that direction now? Maybe? So yeah, again, I can stop the tar baby from existing. Got it down to that blob, which is nice. Okay, so I want a face like this, and that works. So yeah, so far, doing this way is not yet unmanageable, but it certainly becomes... let me try this. Use some tar baby assistance to cap that off a little bit better. Yeah, I mean, it kind of worked. But, like, just the amount of time I'm going to have to spend on this is far beyond what I actually have to spend on it. And also that cut cannot be made that way. Like, now there's just too much tar. Also, I don't have a blob growing toward any of those other pressure plates, so I'm gonna have to seed one here. Why does it seem like this is actually manageable? Last time I did this, this was absolutely impossible. For some reason, it's working okay now? That's weird. Okay, shoot, right, I need to be there myself. I don't have time to get there. So I'm gonna have to leave that as it is. Okay, so if I do this, nothing is one away from a pressure plate. Yeah, why is this working so well? I don't understand why this was so impossible seeming before, but it seems so much more possible suddenly. What did I do differently? Whatever, I'll take it. I mean, it's probably not as good as it's looking to me for some reason. Yeah, like, look how much tar this is becoming. This is kind of too much to clean up already. Yeah, that's turned into a mess. Right, and I needed this to be kind of simultaneous. But look how close it is to those plates. Like, okay, so at this point, this is just uncleanable, right? To clean it, I would have to do that. I would have to do this. And this sort of thing. And yeah, there's no time for that. Okay, so I can manage two corners. This closes... Okay, yeah, so I need to not let that happen. I can manage two corners, kind of. If I were to seed this a little bit earlier... Let's just rewind a bit more. What did I destroy that was... So what I want to do is keep that blob there and split these up into two like this, kind of, sort of, vaguely. Get you away from that plate. Trim you down as much as I can. Sure. Why not? I can manage this still. Let's say something like that. That's not the best, but it's maybe okay, actually. Okay, so... This is not the right action to be taking here. That was not the highest priority tar to cut. Alright, so now I have to prioritize. No, this requires physical presence. If I would... I could kind of do that, but, like, that wastes way too much time. Okay, so I don't like the way that grew. So let's make it grow differently. By doing this and this. Yeah, can't survive that. Can I do it a little quicker? Probably. Alright, so that requires physical presence, but I have problems over here. So what I feel like is that I can definitely manage one blob while I'm doing other stuff. Let's try... Let me try this. Let's see if I can just manage this blob over here, then get this to kind of simultaneously, at about the same pace, grow into these three places. Like, that seems... Why would that make sense? I don't know. Somehow it feels like the thing to do. So that's what I'm gonna do. You I don't like particularly. Okay, well I can. Alright, so I have some time. Before I do that, I'm going to clean this up that way. So right, gotta be standing in a specific spot. Here will do. No, it won't. Here will do. Alright, so 2 growths means that'll be covered. So if I can get this just away from... Oh no, then that means I have to be there. That one got grown over. Okay. So how do I prevent that ideally? Let's just slow this down a little bit. I can't. I don't have time to slow it down. Yeah, okay, so this seems fairly specific. Let's try a different approach. Let grow, let grow, let grow, and just trim a little bit. Let's see, what about some kind of pretty pattern like that? Didn't do anything. Wait a second. Is it this simple? Well, no, because I can't clear the tar that quick. Okay, so, however, it kind of is. Okay, so at this point, I want to get into the center, clear out as much space in here as I possibly can, which is never going to be enough. Is it? Because, like, that's still just going to grow shut after a turn. I mean, I can be in here. It looks like that. Okay. I don't like the way that went. So if I'm here and I do... So if I'm here, if I'm here and I do this... Yeah, I think there might be just some super efficiency way to do this. There isn't. There's not enough time. I can maybe do that with 3. And if I can do that with 3 and just have a blob... Okay, so new plan. Gonna get a blob into the corner. And keep one just right in the center like that. I'm going to get one into the corner without changing the configuration here. Something like that, vaguely. So yeah, just keep trimming this down to that base shape. How it started. Whoa, if only I had time. Okay, that's better. Close enough. I can turn that into that shape, probably. Yeah, this is looking like what I want. So I would be trimming you, particularly. You need to be much smaller. You're way too big. Still too big. Wait, no, not necessarily. Actually, no, I do want you kind of big. I just want you more... more something. More away from those yellow plates. Like, that's vaguely like the shape that I want. Okay, this is going to require Beethro's physical presence there. That might be okay, maybe? Do I need this trimmed like this? Yes, I need... Okay, so two more growths, and that can be ready. I don't need you there. Okay, so Beethro has to be present here. It just has to be able to grow one more time without getting onto any yellow plates. I'm not super far off from being able to do this, but see, the problem was I had to be present over there. Can I... If I do this, then that takes 3 growths. Okay, so I need to... I'm gonna trim that... Can I do this? This... This... I'm gonna make you grow another way. That does what I want. Okay. So yeah. You... be away from that. Now what? Now I think if I pick a strategic spot in the middle... someplace... it should be more or less possible to do everything I want to do. No, see, okay. Maybe I'm making a mistake by trying to do 1 and 3. Maybe I want 2 and 2. Because I feel like I could probably manage 2 and 2. Alright, so in that case, sure, let's just start over. Why not? So I'll do the north 2, manage the bottom 2, and... north and bottom, those are the directions. Yeah, just let it grow. So this is a little smiley face. Sure, that's good. Yo, don't do that. See, I've allowed too much growth. Yeah, I've allowed too much growth. Okay, so I need to manage it more. That's a good start. Now, split down the middle. Not exactly like that, but I guess that'll do. I'm gonna stand here-ish, maybe? Sure, I guess. Why not? That's why not. That's fine, that's doable. That little blob there can become my new seed. If I had time, I could clear all this, but I don't have time. Yeah, one off. So, how do I do that better? If I just went ahead and cleared this now, what would happen? Not the worst thing. Like, I think I can deal with this. This is such a weird thing to think about. Yeah, this is exactly what I wanted. Perfect. That's the configuration. Okay, so... those are going to grow. They need to be managed carefully. So those are managed. But now I have too much tar. So I don't think I can manage this many at once as easily as I was hoping. Is that true? Well, okay, so I can't make that cut no matter what. Unless I did it like this. Okay, so... yeah, this is too much to manage still. I can't let it grow this much. I need little blobs in the corner and a little blob in the center. So when did I have... so I had this. Very briefly. I'm going to keep these blobs very small. I want to be sure to trim out everything I can. Be little. Staircase. How can I get away with that? I just can't. And like that blob down there is too big already. Okay, so do I need to block it in a different way? No, I want it to be going southward generally. How do I block you best? Like, okay, I did this before. It didn't quite do the job. That's essentially the same thing. Okay, so what if I take care of all this? Ooh. No, this is too many things to manage, still. Do I need to offset? Do I need this to be like one more ahead of the other just in order to be close enough to... See, now, here, again, this just turns into pure trial and error. I can't really reason about this, I just have to mess with it and feel it out. Which is fine, sort of. I don't have a problem with feeling out puzzles, it's just... it gets to be a lot sometimes. Okay. Yes, I want to draw faces with the tar as much as I can. Yeah, I'm gonna have to trim... Unless I did this... I don't think there's time for that. Well, yeah, okay, so that tar face is pretty nice. So what I need to do is... Okay, so I have one here, 2 here, 2 here, 0, 0. There's no way I can clean up the zeros. Right? And I can try, but I won't ever get to that one over there. Yeah, okay, so... So it seems to be unmanageable with... Most promising still seem to be just 1 and 3. 2 and 2 appears to be unmanageable. So let's try the 1 and 3 strategy again. Or maybe, like, grow to opposite corners or something? Like, opposites don't seem good, but maybe secretly they are somehow? They sound real bad because they're as far away from each other as they can be. And it just means I have to be quick with my trimming. And like I'm already not quick enough for that. Yeah, so opposites just don't seem very good, but maybe I'm just positioning wrong for this? I mean, I liked what, No. Opposites are too far away to manage. Okay. But if I do the same corners, it's just not... Okay, no. I liked 1 and 3 better. Let's go back to 1 and 3. And let's start with just 1. One moving blob of tar. Okay, at that point it can probably split. Form another one of... Oh, shoot. Well, okay, so that's a little bit of a pain, but it's manageable. Now, you, Mr. Blob, you're gonna grow everywhere else. Whoa. I would like it if you were smaller than that. I mean, maybe that'll do? Okay, so nobody is going to grow onto that next cycle. What's the most important thing to do? I think to reduce the size of this. I'm going to compact it down as much as I can. Okay, so I don't like the asymmetry here. And I get an asymmetry there too. Of course I do. Okay, so that's the way to do that. Whoa. Okay. Alright, so after this point, I'm done with this tar blob. I never have to touch that again. It's just these that need to be managed. If I stand there, this looks kind of almost good. Let's see, how can I make it definitely good? Yes, 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 got it. No, didn't get it because of this. Shoot! Can I improve that? Okay, so what happened here? This grew a way I didn't like. How can I... Is this optimal, maybe? That still grew a way I didn't like. See, now... I hate the way the shape that this is taken. Can I just change the shape slightly? Yes, I sure can. Yes, that's a much, much better shape. Okay, vastly superior shape. I can mess with this. That's asymmetrical, but that's okay. And in fact, let me just spend a little bit of time here so I don't have to spend more later. There. Okay, so done with that. Trim this down as much as I can everywhere. This looks pretty good. I'd rather trim like this, I think. And then like I need to be well, maybe? Okay, so hang on. What I wanna do here is get up here quickly. But no, if I'm up here, then I want to be doing this. There's like almost enough time. It's just that I can't get that bit too. Because otherwise, that'd be just perfect growth. Oh, yeah, no, it's only because of that. Okay. I feel like I'm close-ish. Just, I gotta do something different. So I cleared that way. I did this. What if I do something more like that? It's not go... That's not what I want to do, definitely. Okay, so... like, that's terrible. Maybe if I just hang out here for a minute. Facing which way? This way? No, this way was good. Just not anywhere near enough turns for all that. Okay, I don't think I can do all those at once. I mean, this is the kind of thing I want to be doing. I'm close, sort of. I just need a few more turns, which means you need to be a different shape sooner. What if I ignore you for a bit and just work on... Yeah, let's ignore you totally and work only on this. So what's the ideal shape for this? I guess the ideal shape for that, it does not make a difference if I cut any of that because it'll grow back anyway. The only way to make a difference is to do that. Okay, and then I have some spare time to do this, but then that cuts into my spare time here. I don't want that to be happening. So I do need to manage this first. Okay. And like, since I have the opportunity... feels like it's going to be a good idea to do something like this. Then I don't ever have to touch that again. Okay, so... this is not perfect, but is it good enough? Let's see, I don't think I have time to like use checkpoints. That's a luxury I can't afford. I don't like the shape that's made, because then I have to do awkward stuff like this, which is clearly suboptimal. Yeah, look at that, that's horrible. I don't like that one bit. What if I put my sword here? And do like, ooh, hey, a thing happened. Let's see, what all do I have to clean up? I really don't like that I have to clean that up, but I don't see a way around it either. Ugh. No, and that's not even... No, okay, so... If 3 is unmanageable... What else could I possibly do? Could I have them out of sync a little bit? Like, could I do one more growth? That doesn't sound like a good idea. So what that would look like would be something like this. So you're going to take one more cycle to grow there than the rest. That doesn't help me, and I mean that requires Beethro's physical presence here to stop a tar baby from appearing there. And that's still going to be too slow for all this by a bit. Yep, okay, so not going to happen. So is this the point where I need tar babies to stop things from growing? I mean, that seems sensible. Okay. If I had some tar babies parked over here and I was just spending all my time there, then that wouldn't be the worst thing. How would I arrange that? I can't really imagine. Oh, that sounds tremendously unpleasant. Like, having to get tar babies into the mix here. Just, I don't want to. I really do not want to, at all. Hold on. What about the idea of having a tar baby sit on those? Doesn't seem like a good idea, because I'd need tar blobs anyway, and I'd need, like, a tar blob here and 2 tar babies here and here in order to hold any of those down. I just don't see it. Oh. I like the idea of this puzzle. I don't like the execution of it. Because again, this is trial and error, and this is one of those situations where I have no idea whether I have a viable approach or not. Like, if I can just make this a little bit more efficient, I feel like I do. I do have that feeling that there's a way to make what I'm trying to do work. But I don't know what that way is. I don't have the tar skills to just make that happen magically. Alright, so last attempt of the day. Let's just mess with this a little more. What if I stand in some crazy place like... Oh, hey. Hold on. I can do things to make it easier to keep those plates clear. But, like, no, I just don't have the time. I have to go all the way around the outside here. And I can get that far around, but I have an extra one that I just cannot do. So, like, that's where the tar babies would come in. And it has to be, like, a tar blob here, growing up there, is gonna get within threat range of those. Ah! Oh, that's frustrating. Okay, well, that's as far as I got. It's something. Like... It's just this maddening feeling that I'm kind of close to cracking it, but I might not actually be. And this one is just... Who knows? Alright, well, I got a room done, kind of, mostly on my own, mostly by trial and error. I suspect this might boil down to the same thing, and so will this. So the only rooms that I might... And also, come to think of it, wouldn't this be in that category too? The only room that I feel like I still might be able to reason about would be this one, so I guess I'll try that next time then. Because this one is just some crazy, really specific... No, I don't understand this one yet. Alright, so my efforts are going to be focused here and here next time, I guess. Unless I figure out something with this, this tar stuff on my own. Yep, I'm just at that point where I have to play on my own to get anywhere at all. Alright, yeah, see you next time to try to parse those two puzzles in the crypt, I guess.